Alrighty, so welcome back, and today we are going to be going over how to farm Extreme STR LR Nova Shenron. Now, this is a character you definitely want to get done. I know it's not the most hype character in the world, but he is very good, especially if you pulled Omega Shenron, the physical LR from GDC. Now, you guys can see right here, if you want a quick little preview of what your boy is doing for the hidden potential, it is just a full dodge build with the EX skill orbs that you're able to farm up while you're doing this event. Now, you may be confused on how to beat the event, so what we're going to be doing today is going over each of the missions and sort of explaining the best way to do each of them and all of the things that you need to do in order to get this done. So if that sounds good to you and you want to know how to get all of this stuff done, go ahead and stick around, watch this video all the way through, and you'll be able to figure out everything that you need to know. So with that being said, let's hop over to Dokkan info so we can go over the missions. Okay, so to start things off, we have to look and see what we want to start with. Now, we are going to be getting credit and copies of this LR if we clear this event 5 times. Now, there are other things that we need to do in order to get this done, and you're just going to have to sort of do these one at a time. So what I want you guys to focus on first is getting through some of these phases. You guys can see there's a phase 2, and then there's a phase 3. Then there's also a few things that we can do at the same time. We have GT Heroes and Shadow Dragon Saga category characters. This is going to give us 4 as well as 6 of this right here, and then 8 in one run if we do all of these specific things, which we can do, which is going to be no support item, 4 GT Heroes, 4 Shadow Dragon Saga characters, and then 5 types. So how do we want to build our team to do that? We want to go over to the event over here. If we go to back to here and run over to the story event, this is how we can get all of this done in one go. Now, it is going to be helpful if you've pulled the new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It's not an absolute must, but it is helpful. If we go over here and we filter this by Shadow Dragon Saga, which I believe is this bad boy right here, we have 5 different characters that we can use. So, first typing, second typing, and then we need to start thinking about it, right? Who do we want as our third typing, right? We want to grab this guy for a GT hero. Then we want to grab an STR character, so we're going to bring you for the limited time buffs. Then last but not least, we need an int character, so we're going to go out of here, and then we are going to go back to GT Heroes, and we are going to pick up the Golden Week Great Ape EZAs. So what we want to do is grab this guy and then grab this guy. So this is going to work. We have one of every typing here: AGL, AGL, physical, STR, int, tech. So now we have one of every typing, 4 Shadow Dragon Saga, 4 GT Heroes units, and now we are going to be looking to refresh this, and this is going to give us there another Grade 8 power unit. It doesn't really matter. We'll bring another Gogeta just to play it safe here, but so long as you do this, this is going to be giving you 8 copies right off the bat, just depending on how much damage you do. We'll do something like this. No support memories, no support items, anything like that, and this is going to help us out. Now that I think about it, this would help a little bit for damage, the GT Hero support memory that you get from the GT Red Zone. You can go ahead and do this, and this will be pretty good for you. Now let's go ahead and hop in. So what's going to make this event a little bit tricky is the fact that Nova is going to be lowering your key. So there is a good chance, especially when you are doing the no item run right off the start, this is where things do get a little bit dicey. So we want to set it up like this, and we will grab these orbs with you, and then we will grab some other orbs with Vegeta. We'll do this, I guess. Then to finish this off here, we will do that. So that is going to make things a little bit interesting for us, but we're not going to be doing much damage in this first phase, and that is okay because we want to get to the next phase anyway. Now, to me, what I found to be the hardest part was clearing this only using super attacks because of the fact that his key is down, right? Getting 12 key on all 3 of your units is very tricky if you don't have orb changing, if you don't have support, but this is going to help you get as many copies as you need right off the bat, right? Getting an initial 8, and then on top of that, if we get to another phase, this is going to give us another 1 copy, and then if we get to phase 3, it's going to give us some Dragon Stones, and then you just need to clear this over and over again 5 times. That's going to also help you get copies, also while you are farming copies from the drop rate of the event. So just keep that in mind. This is not all going to be done in one process, but this is pretty easy in terms of just having to clear this out, because after we've done all these specific things, we can start using items, which is going to make our lives a lot easier. So what we need to do is deal 60 million or more damage in order to nuke him and get credit for those missions and get the extra copies. So this is going to be the first portion of this, is just getting done the typing restraints and the category restraints. Then we can go in and use a real team, and that's going to make our lives a lot easier. Being able to use support items is going to be pretty damn helpful. So now we're moving to this phase, and this is where having a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is going to be very helpful for us. So we have, let's see, 7 orbs right here. We link you up with you. Is this going to do anything extra for us? This isn't going to give us any extra key, but this is going to give us some extra damage like that. Getting the extra attack stats is going to be nice. Grabbing these right here is going to be good as well. And then doing this is going to be good as well. So now we have a bunch of super attacks and stuff like that. 59 million damage here from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Very nice with this attack stat. So let's see what you got for us in terms of damage. This could potentially save us some time. This is going to be a max damage attack stat. So right there, you guys can see if you get to the second phase with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and then into the third phase right here, you're really going to be able to knock out most of this at once. So a friend Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is going to be extremely clutch for you in this event. So just keep that in mind. That's how you really want to do this. Get an AGL character that you can do. But if you want to play it safe, we can go ahead and hop right back in, and I can show you another method that you can do to ensure that you're going to get a ton of damage. And that is going to involve orb changing, like we saw recently in the Rose clone sort of method that we did. So you guys can see the difference there between 55 and 100%. And the links aren't as good, right? The Rainbow one had the extra damage, but that's 29 million damage right there. So the second phase is really where you're going to be getting the most from that damage, right? Where you're going to be able to do more than 60 million. We're doing some pretty good damage here, but not enough to the point where we're feeling really good about it. So just keep that in mind. You're definitely going to want to get the damage done in the second phase, unless the Rainbow one just happens to end up on the this version of it. But like I said, there are ways that we can work around that with orb changing items and stuff like that. You guys know I like to use the Chilai items, the Wasabi Roulette items. Those are very good to sort of get you where you need to be. Now, usually, most of the time when you play this, you are going to be able to drop the certain metal that you need, or get copies of the character from the drop. So you guys can see we got one character and then some extra orbs. So that's going to be helpful for us because you're going to want to look for the best orbs possible, the EX skill orbs. And what we were able to do in that run was do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. 8, 9, 10. 10 of the missions right off the bat, right? Just from doing that. So with that, we were able to take care of all the damage missions, the category missions, the typing missions. Now what we can focus on is going back in for the damage, as well as just clearing it over and over again. So after you've done that, now we need to start thinking about only using super attacks. So how are we going to do this? I'm happy that you asked. Key changing items is going to be your ticket. So what we want to do here is bring some key up items and then some orb changing items. So the first thing I want to do, this is how I usually tend to do it. There's probably another strategy, but this is just the one that I use. I use this shoe item right here. This is going to be good for you, not the Android 8. And then we're also going to be bringing the fruit from the Tree of Might. This is a very good way for you to get the attack stat, or the key that you need to only do super attacks. Now, the next step is going to be bringing these orb changing items. You guys know I talk about these all the time. The Chilai items, and then we will bring the Wasabi Roulette items. So now we have this, and then we want to go grab another Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. We're going to hop in like this, and we are going to be good to go. Now, what we could potentially do right here to clear only using super attacks, this is where having Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is going to be very helpful. Now, this is the friend one as well, so that's just going to be like a double down in order to help us here. So we're going to grab these, grab the 24 key with you, because that's going to ensure that we get super attacks. Then I want to start changing the board. So we're going to do this to start. And is this going to be enough to get to the 24 key? It is. Let's try and do some more, so that way we can get a higher attack stat. Yes, so 16 orbs there is going to be more than enough. Now, what we want to do is try the tech orb changing items, and this will also be very good for us, right? That's going to be good, and then we'll just try and get some more just to get some extra damage in case we need it. There we go. We got the whole board. So we don't need to use any key items right now. Now, where this is going to work for us is not every, like, I don't believe additional normals count in this. So I don't believe you have to worry about that. That was at least what happened in my experience. But now you guys can see we set this up properly and we have all we need for the super attacks. And now what we can potentially do in the next run or the next turn, if we get there, is use the key up items in order to ensure that we have all super attacks. So this is how you're going to do this, because you need to do it this way 3 times. Then you're going to be able to get all of the missions and sort of just rinse and repeat this process until you have all of the ones that you need. Now, you may be thinking, how many copies of this character do I need? Well, I'm happy that you asked. We're going to initially need 5 in order to get all of the dupes and hidden potential paths open, and then we are going to need 19 more to get the super attack level up to 20. So in total, you're going to need 24 to get this done, and the missions, I will count it out right now, provide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So by the time you're done farming everything, and of course de-dodge the big attack, but once you're done doing all of the missions and playing this 5 or 6 times, you're basically guaranteed to have everything you need done. So just keep that in mind. It'll be very easy once you've reached that point. So don't fret too much. As long as you get all the missions done and play this event a few times, you're going to be able to farm up this character pretty easily. So Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta putting in some good work here, and this is ensuring that we are only going to be seeing super attacks during this run. So this is how you are going to want to do it. So clearing him in one phase there, using the extra items, that is how I recommend getting this done. Now, that is basically all you have to do to rinse and repeat this process. Now, when it comes to the skill orbs, again, I would copy and paste the hidden potential build that I'm using here, but you can get away with doing whatever you want. If you want to do attack stats, knock yourself out. If you want to do defensive stats, knock yourself out. But this is definitely the strategy that I would go with, right? Have a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta around that is going to be very good for you, and just try and giga buff him as much as you can. If you want to, instead of bringing key items, bring like attack stat up items and stuff like that to really get him hitting hard. I also think that could potentially work as well. So that is how you farm up Nova Shenron. Once you have all of that done, go over here to the hidden potential system, the hidden potential system, and you can start working on him. I recommend getting the dodge orbs because there are 2 level 6 dodge orbs that you can get, which is an additional 12 dodge from the hidden potential system. And you can also get some additional defense as well. So let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns in the comment section below. What do you guys think of this guy? Do you have him done? Are you enjoying the character? Is he fun to use? I definitely recommend getting this done because a free LR that you don't even need to Dokkan Awaken to farm or to get done, always something that you need to be taking advantage of. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you are new, so that way you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.